Today's December 21st, and that means we're 4 days away from Christmas. How do you feel about that, Joe? Are you excited?
I'm really excited for Christmas, Seth. But the truth is, I just celebrated it.
Well, where'd you celebrate Christmas?
In Uniontown.
That's where I'm from.
I know. As I recall, we spent it together, in the company of your family.
You're lucky. I was fortunate enough this year to have 2 Christmases, and one of them was on December 18th in Uniontown, Pennsylvania, at the banquet hall of an Italian restaurant. And Joe came with me as my +1. Before we headed off to Uniontown for our Christmas celebration, my parents, Joe, and I attended a church service.
Seth was part of a drama in which he played Joseph, husband of Mary.
So wait, you were in a Christmas pageant too?
Yeah.
What happened? What happened during yours?
I was one of the 3 kings, and I was wearing a polyester costume. It was the coldest night of the year, and we had built a big bonfire in the middle of the churchyard, and I stood very close to the fire as I was extremely cold. And being polyester, the proximity of the costume made it catch fire, and I had to end up rolling around in the snow in order to not be on fire anymore.
Then we were off on our way to Uniontown.
Seth's parents drove us because we don't have cars ourselves. We arrived at Seth's house and were attacked by his 2 canines. Are you guys ready for Christmas?
Are you dogs ready for the holidays?
I think they're ready for Christmas.
Look at those dogs. They're so excited that it's Christmas time. How do they sense that it's December? Oh, him.
No. It's Molly and MacGyver, too.
Molly's shaking around. Yeah. She never got a full coat. She's like a short-haired collie.
Oh, and here we are leaving Seth's parents' house in the wintertime and arriving at the Italian restaurant where the rest of Seth's beautiful family had arrived. Look at her waving. Hey,
hello.
how's it going?
Christmas party. Here's the room we thought it might be in, with a rag on the table. That wasn't it, though.
It was like a fearsome sight. Luckily, I had snacks with me.
It's like a gift basket.
Yeah. And then, you know, here's us looking all good. Okay, this was the spread. It was very red and green.
Look at that.
Just like Christmas. There were multiple things to do, including...
guess the amount of things.
Yes. Are they Reese's and how many? And jelly beans or something? And M&M's. How many are there?
Italian dressing for the salads.
There was a lot of it. We probably couldn't have used it all. And there's Seth's grandfather.
Okay, there were quiz sheets that someone made with questions about Christmas. And the other thing was calendar with riddles, such as number 19, the 19th day. What is it? The significance of this one is the chestnuts being roasted over the open fires. One time I was in a different pageant, and I guess that was my line. Was they said, "I'll have this, I'll have that," and I said, "I'll have chestnuts roasted." And so my parents, they're like, every time someone has chestnuts, they always say that. They always say, "I'll have chestnuts roasted." Like I've never been able to live that line down after all these years. Haven't done it.
I just remember having a traditional a dinner with the old Slovak way with straw under the tablecloth, and we all had to be home to eat.
They had straw under the tablecloth. I would just put it under. Why did they do that?
That they did that like the manger. Jesus was in a manger.
Oh.
It was a tradition.
That's neat.
Yeah, it was neat. And you couldn't miss dinner. Everybody had to be there. So that was what I really liked about having a dinner together.
That's really good.
Yeah.
And the first thing we had was salad.
And someone didn't like part of their salad, apparently.
I'd eaten that. There was carrots, too.
There was walnuts in those carrots.
So good. There's mashed potatoes, smashed potatoes, and gnocchi.
Yeah, the gnocchi was good.
Made there. And fish. There it is.
And there's cake.
So much cake.
There's a lot of it.
Too much cake.
And then we did other things like a gift exchange, a white elephant gift exchange, actually.
I can't recall correctly what you got. What'd you get for a gift, Seth?
Well, during the white elephant gift exchange, I got a container of a delicious little treat called poppycock. It's our amazing glaze, says Uncle Orver. And, it's like popcorn. It's popcorn, but here's the thing. It's got a glaze on it. And this one has cashews. They're kind of like Cracker Jacks, but much bigger, much more cylindrical.
The kids were totally excited to get their gifts, but they didn't expect that a special guest would arrive.
It's Santa Claus!
Oh man, it's Santa. He totally came with his little worker friends from the restaurant. And look at that one, she's like real excited.
And the kids couldn't believe they got these presents. They're running around. Look at them go.
She's so excited.
They didn't expect Santa to leave so soon, though.
What are those?
It's like, where did he go?
I don't know.
Long-term family friend of mine. Long-term family friend Andy Howell. He actually has attended Alaska Christmas. And Andy, how did that go for you?
Oh, it was good. I dressed like Santa Claus that year, and I was the, I guess the big attraction. I went in, you know, they gave me the Santa Claus suit. I put all that on. I went and I said, hey, here's my Santa Claus gig. I went in, and you know, I was practicing, and honestly, I was like, okay, ho ho ho, or ho ho ho, you know, and it's like, it was really hard. It was really hard to like, you know, psych myself up. But as soon as I went in and saw those kids, like, and like the looks on their face, it was instantaneous. I like turned into Santa, because that year I wasn't in the Christmas spirit, and then like as soon as
You were forced to.
well, I wasn't forced, but
it got you into the spirit.
It got me into the spirit. Being Santa Claus got me into the spirit for sure.
No trip to Uniontown would be complete without a stop to Gabriel Brothers Outlet Store.
These are really not very becoming. What's the verdict? I said if I pay $35 for this.
Get them shoes?
You know what I mean? They were like 10, 15 maybe, but like I just don't understand how like Gabe's is selling these for $35. When like I could buy New Balance shoes at the New Balance store for $70.
Go to Burlington.
I didn't get any shoes that Gabe said didn't have any that fit me or looked okay. Or were in the price range really.
One year, me and my brother wanted the Daily Bugle action playset for Spider-Man. Now this thing was made completely of cardboard, and there were all these little pieces and like all this stuff, and Santa Claus brought it the day before, and then my dad, you know, he opened it up, and he's like, I'll build this for you. 2.5 hours later, it's not even like close to being put together, and like he's smoking and like reading the directions like over and over. He eventually calls his buddy Mark. He's like, dude, can you just come over here? I need some moral support. So like this burly like man with like 9.5 fingers comes over and he says, him and my dad are both reading it, and he's like, this is like building a rocket. This is like building a rocket. And like eventually it got put together. I'm sure it wasn't put together correctly. It only lasted us about a month and a half. But it was one of the first times that I like really knew how human my dad really was, you know. Yeah, that's it.
One of the Christmas stories that we cannot forget to tell every year is that of Ramon, the Christmas ram. Ramon was often feared by the children and elves in the North Pole because he didn't look like a deer, he looked like a ram, which he was. His red eyes glared at the people, and they thought of the parts of the Bible where evil animals glare, such as Revelations, not the good parts of the Bible that are full of hope and joy. So, Ramon was feared by all except Santa, who out of the goodness of his heart realized Ramon might be able to someday be in his fleet of reindeer, but the reindeer fleet wasn't quite ready to accept him, so he's going to let nature run its course until maybe Ramon was needed. And thus, Ramon was a wanderer. So then, Ramon, wandering through the snow, and sometimes into other parts of the world, he was having some hard times. Oh, no. Let's cut for a second. Alright, and one foggy Christmas Eve, Santa came to say, Ramon, with your eyes so red, will you guide my super sled? And then Ramon, who had better, redder eyes than the reindeer, of which he was a part of their group, was in charge of Christmas and getting the sled into the air so everyone could have a good Christmas. He went onward towards the sun with Santa, but Ramon always remembered not to get so close that his wings would melt off, even though his wings were symbolic by his flying ability. What time did you wake up this morning?
Well, I woke up at 8 a.m.
Oh, that's a nice time to wake up. I woke up pretty early, and I took a shopping trip with a friend of mine.
Where'd you go?
Well, I went to get some presents for some loved ones. Do you know who I went with?
Who'd you go with?
My friend Christopher.
Who's Christopher?
He's just a little guy I know. So I met up with Christopher at one of his favorite coffee shops. It was a real hip one. He knows all the cool places to go, you know. And we're drinking coffee, and he of course got the strongest coffee he could. He's a diehard like that. And he gave me a lot of advice, because I was just wondering a lot about what to even get people this year for Christmas. It's just been such a hectic time of year, and he decided to come along with me shopping, and it was real nice. So Christopher, I'm glad you came Christmas shopping with me, and you know, a lot of my friends were really into cooking, and some were even cooks or chefs, and I think that it might be a good idea to purchase food items or maybe kitchen tools for them for Christmas, because that might help them out a little bit, Christopher. So we came up to SureSave in Bloomfield, and we're going to try to get some stuff like that here.
That sounds like a good idea. I think it's good that you're getting presents for people for Christmas that you care about.
Yeah, I mean, I just want to get the best present possible. I just want to get them something that's really going to impress them.
Are you sure that's how you should think about it?
Christopher, I'm going into the store.
I'm gonna give some money to that Salvation Army bell ringer.
Why would you do that, Christopher? You're just as broke as everyone else. Why would you give him your hard-earned cash?
It's just part of the Christmas spirit to be giving.
Christopher, I gotta go into SureSave. You do whatever you want out here, buddy.
Thank you. Merry Christmas.
Thanks, you're welcome. You came back empty-handed.
Yeah, they didn't have very many good presents in there. I'm gonna have to try a different grocery store. I don't know. A lot of the stuff just was too affordable. I'm trying to show these people I really love them this Christmas, Christopher.
Okay.
We better start walking towards another grocery store, Christopher. I think there's another one a few blocks down in a different neighborhood.
Yeah, I heard there are a few other ones that, maybe you'll find that special present.
Yeah, I mean, I might be able to. I just gotta make it a good one. It's gotta be really good. It's gotta be really impressive.
That's not really what I meant.
Well, what do you mean then?
I mean, maybe Christmas is supposed to be more about giving, Seth.
Yeah, I'm gonna give them presents, Christopher. Come on. So Christopher and I went to the Market District Giant Eagle to look for some presents, but we really weren't having too much luck there either. They had a lot of good stuff, but none of it really caught our eye the way we thought it might. After Market District, we went over to Whole Foods, but I didn't dare take a camera in there.
Christopher, I got a few presents at the Whole Foods, but I really couldn't afford too many. I thought Whole Foods might have been a better place to go than Giant Eagle, but it was, I don't know, I'm beginning to wonder what kind of Christmas I can give to people this year.
Well, Seth, a lot of times people say Christmas is about giving, and they think, well, as long as I'm not greedy and I'm giving, it's okay. But that's not all it's about. It's about giving yourself and your time and your love to people, not just expensive gifts. You can't even afford to buy all your gifts at Whole Foods, can you?
Christopher, do you mean to tell me that I don't have to buy all my gifts at Whole Foods or any upscale or maybe even conventional grocery store to make people impressed?
See, you're not even supposed to be concerned about impressing them. Just give them what you can with love. Maybe give someone your time, or use your talents to make them something, or do something for them. Just don't think about it as a weird, twisted, economic game.
Christopher, what you're saying, it makes a lot of sense. I think it rings true with a truer sense of what Christmas was supposed to be about.
Let's try it one more time. Alright? Never mind.
Let's just try it one more time.
Do you mean to tell me you think that monkey knows the true meaning of Christmas?
I think he just might have.
Well, I think he knows a lot about giving and trying to be the best person he can be. I think that might be a big part of what Christmas is about.
Boy, that little monkey sure knows a lot.
I've gleaned a lot from him over the years. He's a wealth of knowledge and truth.
Who would have known that such wisdom could have come from such a little guy?
Well, Christopher sure has shown me that, to be a monkey...
How about receiving? Do you expect to get gifts?
I'd like some.
Sweet, what'd you ask for Christmas?
Time with my loved ones, and maybe a few culinary devices to cook food with.
Ah, yes. You like to spend time in the kitchen?
Yeah. And you know what the thing is? Some people, they're asking for scarves and coats and tech vests like you have. But heck, I'm already covered in fur.
You already got it made.
It's ethical too, because I got it already.
You got it already.
It's not even secondhand. I didn't have to go to Apple on exchange to feel good. I got it made, baby.
You do. Merry Christmas,
Merry
buddy.
Christmas, buddy. Merry Christmas.
Merry
to
Christmas
you.
to you too.
Merry Christmas.
Have a good New Year. Be safe where you go.